Hello friends, welcome back to automationtestinginsider.com. So this is Selenium WebDriver part 53, and in the last video we have seen how to take the screenshot in Selenium WebDriver. Now today I'm going to show you how to capture a screenshot for failed test cases. Okay, sometimes it's not mandatory that we have to take the screenshot of each and every scenarios. So sometimes we need to take only a screenshot for failed test cases. Generally we do for failed test cases only. So in this video I'll show you how to capture a screenshot for failed test cases. Okay, so in the last video we have created a project called screenshot demo. There I have created couple of packages com.screenshot for test cases. Okay, so we have a screenshot test class. So this is the class. Yeah, this is the class, and here I have created few methods. This is setup method. We have given before method annotation here. This is to just launch the browser and navigate to google.com, and we have couple of test cases, test case 1 and test case 2. There we are calling the method screenshot from the utility class. We have one method, I'll show you that one, which we have created to take the screenshot. Okay, and at last we have after method, this that is tear down to close the browser. So this is simple class which we have created, test class. And in utility package we have take a screenshot class. Okay, and here I have created the we have written the script for to take the screenshot. Okay, so the method name is screenshot, and with the help of text screenshot interface, and by using get screenshot as method, we are taking the screenshot, and we are calling this screenshot method in our test class accordingly. Okay, wherever we needed. Okay, let's say we have called on this particular class, so each and every class we are calling that screenshot method. Okay, now today we'll see how to take the screenshot only for failed test cases. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'll remove these two lines of code from test case 1 and 2. Okay, and we have this after method, right, tear down. So here what we'll do, we have it test result class, and we'll take one parameter in this tear down method, it test result. So what it does is that this class describes the result of a test. Okay, so based on the result, okay, we'll take the screenshot, because this method will execute after executing the after executing every test methods, right? So we'll take the screenshot accordingly. If this, let's say if this test is getting failed, okay, and then we'll take the screenshot, this method will be called and it will take the screenshot. So how to take the screenshot? So we can put if condition, and result, if result is failure, right, and we'll get result dot, there is a method called get status. Okay, so if that is equal, if our the result of our method is getting is failed, right, so it will compare with this one. If it is failure, then we'll come inside and we'll take the screenshot. So how to take the screenshot? Simply we'll call the method. Okay, and what is that method? Screenshot method, and here we'll provide the driver and file name. Okay, so for file name, what we'll do, we'll do one modification again. So for file, instead earlier we used to give the hard coded name, right, right, like in test case 1 we used to give some name, some file name, right. Here we have one parameter file name. Now what I'm gonna do here, we have write this variable result dot get name. Okay, so this will get the name of the test case. Okay, so this is the good practice, and is the good approach. Okay, recommended way to do that. Now what we'll do, deliberately will fail the test case. So how we can fail? By putting the assertion, okay, assert true, make it false, okay, the first test case, and simply fail the second test case as well. Okay, so our both test cases are getting failed. Okay, test case 1 and test case 2. And simply what I'll do, I'll remove the screenshots whatever we have in our folder. So this is the first way, guys, without using listeners. Okay, I'm so this is one of the approach. Okay, we talked about two approaches in the last video. Okay, so this is the first way. Yeah, everything is ready. So let me just rerun. Let me run this program. Now next time we'll do one thing. We'll pass one of the test case, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, the second time browser is launched, and it will close the browser. Now what we'll do, both of our test cases got failed. Okay, here you can see both the test cases got failed because of assertion error. Okay, now I'll refresh this project, and here you can see test case 1.png, test case 2.png. So this is very good result, very good. I mean, we are getting the file name right, test case 1 and test case 2, the test case name. So let me just open this one. Here you can see this is for test case 1, and if you see, this should be blank, nothing will be there because we haven't written any script on test case 2. Simply we are failing that test case. Now what I'll do, I'll pass this one, I'll make it true, and let's delete these two screenshots for now. Another test case will be passed this time. Yeah, here you can see total test run 2, 1 failure, 1 escape. Okay, if you see the result, test case 2 is passed and 1 is failed. Now if you see the report, only, sorry, screenshot folder, if you see, only we have one file. Okay, one screenshot for test case 1. So this is how you can create the you can take the screenshot for failed test cases only. So this is one of the ways. Okay, now second way I'll talk. So what I'll do for the second test case, for the second method, we'll create a separate project because I don't want to mix up the things. So we are going to use listeners in that project. Okay, so better I'll create a separate project, Maven project, and create a simple project. Click on next, and here we'll give screenshot demo 1, and simply copy that, put it over here, and click on finish. So we have this new project screenshot demo, and what I'll do, we need some dependencies, right? So what simply we'll do, we can copy paste the dependencies from previous class. So all the dependencies. Okay, so these are the dependencies we have. Basically we need three dependencies: TestNG, Selenium Java, and this commons IO for file utils class. Okay, so inside project, simply we'll do that, copy paste, and do control S, so everything will be downloaded. all the jar files. Okay, now it is done. Let's close this too. And yeah, simply what I'll do in this main, I'll create one package called com.base package. Okay, and here in the same package I'll create one class called base class. Okay, and simply we'll copy paste few lines of code, from previous class. Okay, so we'll do two things. We'll copy the setup method and simply put it over here. Let's remove this before method because we are not, this is not a test class, this is base class from where we simply initialize the browser. Okay, launch the browser and navigate to a particular URL. Okay, so this is about uh, this base class, and we'll do one thing, we'll keep our screenshot method as well. So simply copy this one and put it over here. So we have two methods. Okay, in this what is happening? Yeah, this is done. So in the base class we have one setup method and one screenshot method. Now what we'll do in the test class, simply I'll create one package. I'll give name like com dot test package. Click on finish. I'll create a test class. Let's say screenshot test only. Okay, and click on finish. And here simply we'll create a couple of test cases. Let's say from the previous class we can copy paste like this, and we need to use driver, right? So for that what we'll do, we'll extend the base class. Okay, and we have to make visibility of driver 2. We'll make it public in the base class. WebDriver, one second, what it says, make it public, better, public WebDriver driver, so that we can access in screenshot test. Okay, so this is done, and what we'll do, this is our test, right? And at last let's have the after method as well, and will not use this code. I'm simply deleting because we are going to use listener in this one. And let's remove this IT test result class as well, the parameter. So simply we have the test case. Okay, so we have three test cases, a couple of test cases, test case 1 and test case 2. So this is done. Now we'll create a listener class. So let's close the previous classes. Okay, now we have two classes. One is base class inside com.base package, and another we have com.test package screenshot test.java. Okay, and what we can do, we have to create the listener class. Okay, so for that I'll create one utility package here, com.utility package, click on finish, and here I'll create listener class. Okay, and what it does, let's extend the base class and implements. We have test test listener. Why it is not coming? We have all the one second, screenshot demo 1, Selenium Java we have, and TestNG here. Let's do one thing. Let's add the library as well, TestNG library. I think some of the dependencies are missing. I don't know why. We have to check. So we'll keep this TestNG library as well. And now we'll try. Yeah, I test listener. So it is coming now. Okay, I test listener. So we'll implement this I test listener, and here we have it will give couple of suggestions. So add unimplemented methods. So these are the different methods. You can see on test start, okay, on test success. And if you don't know about listeners, then you can visit my previous video. Okay, so already I have created a video on listeners, test engine listeners. Okay, now simply what we'll do, in the base class this is static method, right? So simply we'll call this method using the thing we can call listener on failed test cases, right? So on failure we'll call the test, this one. We have to add the driver, and this is file. So simply we'll do one thing, file name. So result dot get name. Hope you got this one. Okay, result dot get name. And I think this is not required. This parameter is not required for this project, okay, for this method, because look at that static, make it static. One second, what is happening? Achha, we need driver. One second. I think this is fine. To let's keep the driver parameter as well, and what we can do, yeah, so we are calling this screenshot method, right? From here, from the base class, we have this screenshot method, and we'll do one thing. So this will give you the test case name, right? And now let's come back to screenshot test class, and here what we'll do, we have to call the setup method. Okay, so simply call this setup method from here. So directly we can call, because this class is extending base class. Okay, and for test class 2 is as well, because we have to call this setup method before performing any actions, right? Because we need to launch the browser and navigate to URL, so it will do like this. And yeah, let's make this non-static now. because we are extending from listener class, so this driver is not required. So here you can see now there is no error. Okay, and listener, what we can do, uh, yeah, simply remove this driver. I think this is fine now. Okay, everything is done. Let me just recap what we have done so far. So we have created a project screenshot demo. There we have a package called com.base. Inside that we have a class called base class. So in the base class we have couple of methods. Setup method to launch the browser and navigate to particular URL. This is google.com. This is our application URL. And second is screenshot method to take the screenshot. Okay, there we have simple one a parameter file name. Okay, and what we have done, we have created a screenshot test class. So this is our screenshot test class, and this is simple class as well. This extends base class because we need driver, so that's why we are extending the base class. And here we have created couple of test cases, test case 1, test case 2, and we have this after method as well, tear down. So we are closing the driver at the end of the test. And we have listener class, which extends base class and implements IT test listener. Okay, and here we have we are calling the screenshot method from base class. Okay, on test failure method. Okay, so this will execute when test case is getting failed. Now what we'll do, we have to call, there are two ways, either we can implement listeners at class level, and the second one is through suite level. Okay, so we have to add at class level one listeners annotation, and inside that, what is our package, listener com.utility. We have to save this com com.utility. Okay, and dot, we have listeners class, listener class. Okay, what is happening, why I'm not able to call that com.utility dot yeah class. Okay, because this is listener class, so we need to simply uh, make this statement like dot class. Okay, so this is done, everything is done now. And when we execute our test case, so simply whenever test case is getting failed, it will be called. Okay, and one thing we have to do, we have to create the screenshot folder as well. So what is the name of that folder, we have this screenshot folder. Okay, at the root directory inside this file name, so no need to change any other things because this is the root directory of the project. And simply we can create, right click on the project, we have folder, and simply give screenshot, click on finish. So here you can see we have created the folder. Now simply run our test case. So we have test class this screenshot test. Let's run this. Let's fail the second test cases as well. Run as TestNG test. Browser is launched. It will navigate to google.com, and yeah, it will type screenshot demo. It will close the browser. Why it is not closing the browser? We have to see what is happening. Yeah, we got some error, null pointer exception. Now let's rerun it again. Now it's fine. We have to declare WebDriver as a static because we are calling the listeners class, okay, the method, but we haven't declared the WebDriver as static. And here you can see two test cases executed, two failure, and here you can see the result. And yeah, we need to check the screenshot now. Click on right click on project and click on refresh. So here you can see the screenshots are added. Okay, shots have been taken. Screenshot test case 1 and test case 2. This is for test case 1 and this is test case 2. Okay, so this is how you can add listeners in your test class. Now let's assume you have many test cases, many test class, right? This is one of the test class and you have many test classes. Okay, so there is another method. You can add listeners in your TestNG file where you can set up so many test classes. Okay, so instead of maintaining this listener annotation at class level, we'll do it at suite level. Okay, so how to do that? So simply right click on project and we have TestNG option here, TestNG, and convert to TestNG. So here you can see we have only one test case, right? We'll add one more test case, no problem. And let's add one more test class so you can understand in a better way. uh, so we have this here. We'll write one more test case, test class. Okay, test, I'll give name like test class only. Click on finish and simply we'll copy a couple of lines of code from the screenshot test class, and I'll put it over here, and this will extends base class. All done. And yeah, I'll change the name to test case 3 and this is test case 4. Let's say this is getting passed and the last test case is getting failed. Okay, test case 4. Okay, so this is also done. So we have two test classes. Okay, so instead of maintaining the listener at class level, because we have to, suppose we have 100 test classes, then at each class on top of it we have to mention this one. Okay, and on this class as well, this test class as well. So instead of doing that, what we'll do, let's remove this. We'll maintain at this suite level. Okay, so right click and here we have TestNG and we have convert to TestNG. Now you can see a couple of classes are added. Okay, those two classes, our test classes, and simply click on finish. Now we have TestNG XML, and inside suite tag we have different tags. Okay, listeners, and here we'll add listener tag. And what is the class name? Okay, so we have to give the complete path com.utility. This is package and dot, this is listener class. So simply we have to copy this listener class and put it over here. Now this is done. Okay, our testng.xml is also ready, so you can remove this thread count for now. Now simply you have to run this testng class, testng xml. Okay, so right click, run as testng suite. Now let's see what happens. Browser is launched. So we have 4 test cases. We have 2 test classes, and in each test class we have couple of test cases, 2 test cases in each class. Okay, so this is the second test case. Now third time browser will be launched. Yeah, and this will execute the test case number 3, and this is the fourth test case. I think we haven't written after method over there, so we should have. I'll tell you what to do. So anyways, we haven't deleted our screenshots, right? So let me just refresh it. So here you can see the test case 4 is getting failed. So that's the reason we have this is failed, right? So that's why this screenshot has been taken, and 1 and 2 is getting failed, and 3 is passed. So yeah, and what we'll do, does not close the browser for this test class, for the second test class, right? Because we don't have after method here. Okay, so what we'll do, in the first test case, in the test class, we'll change it to after test. One second, not after test. Yeah, we'll add this after method in this test class as well. So it will simply close the browser, okay, every time. So let me just rerun. First I'll delete all these png files. Okay, yeah. Now simply I'll run the testng.xml. And one another enhancement you can do here is, in the screenshot, in the base class we have this screenshot, this one, right? Method. Okay, so here you can add the date as well. So how to add a date? So already I have that line of code in my previous project. Test util we have, how do we have here? Yeah, here we have test util. So this is the line of code. Okay, we have I have created the object of simple date format class. Okay, and yeah, simply will apply in our screenshot in our base class. Let's close all other classes. Okay, and here we'll simply put the simple date format. Okay, so this is how we have created the object. Okay, simple date format, and we'll store the date name in a string, and this is the format we'll get. Okay, so how to add here? After file name, we'll do one thing. We'll add underscore. Okay, and click on plus underscore file name, and simply will give the date name over here. Okay, so this is how it will give this is the path. File name, it will give the test case name and date name, and yeah, this is the format. Okay, let's execute our test case now from testng.xml. So we have 4 test cases in 2 classes. Okay, so this is the first one got executed, and this is the second test case. So one by one all the test cases got executed, and here you can see the results. So we have two test classes. One is a screenshot test. In that both the test cases got failed, and in the second test case we have one failure. Test case 4 is got failed. Okay, now simply refresh, and here you can see the screenshots for failed test cases for test case 1, 2 and 4th, 1, 2 and 4th, and here we have format as well. So 2020-04, what is the format? One second. We have this format, right? Year 2020 and month 04 and date. So today is 11th 11/04, and these the last one things are timings. Okay, time, hours, minute and seconds. Okay, so if you open so this is the first screenshot. So this is how you can create, you can take the screenshot for failed test cases. Okay, and yeah, simply what I'll do, I'll create post on this and I'll put it on my blog. So that is automationtestinginsider.com, and if you navigate here we have this Selenium tutorials. Just click on that, and here you'll see all the Selenium WebDriver tutorials. Okay, so at last you can see in Selenium WebDriver how to find broken links, headless browser testing, and these are the TestNG tutorials. Okay, so this is how you can get the different posts over here. Okay, so guys, today we have covered this topic, how to capture a screenshot for failed test cases, and in the next video we'll discuss about this a shot API, and we'll see how to take the complete screenshot. Okay, full page screenshot, and how to take the screenshot of individual element. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like this video, share it, and please subscribe my channel as well. Thank you so much. A nice day. Bye bye.